Hello, I am Dr. Anthony Bean, a clinical psychologist, executive director of the Telos Project, author and researcher of geek therapy. I specialize in the therapeutic implications of geek culture in the therapy room, and more specifically, I really love working with video gamers as I'm a gamer myself. I've been a gamer all my life and have found the games and avatars that we play in video games to be amazingly useful for real life boss encounters just by simply playing and learning from them. My goal to be able to teach this was to start writing books on video games that had the potential to reach people and tell them about the amazing things that video games can do for us. However, it has not been an easy journey. While there have been many real life bosses and NPCs who just didn't seem to want to give out the right quest for us to move forward with all of our awesome knowledge we have. Kind of sounds like life can be a little bit of a video game now, doesn't it? The thing is, I was having trouble finding that perfect example that'd be easy to relate to, and it meant that I wasn't able to expand the minds of other clinicians, teach them the benefits, and let alone gamers get in touch with their feelings. To make it worse, it also felt terrible because everyone would miss out on this opportunity to feel inspired and find out more ways to help other people. I felt even worse about the situation because I personally knew friends who this could help, but they didn't have the understanding of how it could help them. I felt like we were failing as therapists for not helping more people. So, in response, I contacted my close friend group of clinicians and psychologists trying to build awareness for how video games can be used for therapy. And I really wanted to show why a person can connect with video game characters so we wouldn't have to miss that opportunity to help gamers. We wanted to be able to expand the minds of others so we could get gamers in touch with their own feelings. The problem was that traditional approaches to doing this and understanding modern media did not work on those who spent much of their time playing video games because they couldn't relate to it, which means if we couldn't develop a method to bridge that understanding gap, it means that we would have failed to help an entire generation of people as gamers. Then, by chance, as something amazing happened, I met a client who played a game and loved it as much as I did. And while we were talking, we figured out all about the intricacies of how they related to the video game avatar Link from The Legend of Zelda. Through the Hylian shield and the Master Sword, they were able to overcome a lot of their own personal intrapsychic work. And after that intervention with the client, I started seeing how we could help more than just our clients. It was now crystal clear to me that how to relate one's acknowledgement of self to the identity of a character, and because of this, I saw we could help parents, friends, clinicians, and anyone else who plays these video games. I also learned that merely discussing a topic isn't enough to help someone understand why they feel a certain way. You also need to know how the video games can help you understand yourself as well. As a result, I found other like-minded clinicians and partnered with them to create a detailed book on The Legend of Zelda, a game millions of people continue to love today. We thought if we could create something that would make it possible to help the reader understand themselves, we'd be really happy that we managed to just even help a couple people. We then started to let other clinicians use the psychology of Zelda, linking our world to the Legend of Zelda series to build insight, help personal growth, and connect with one another. And all of a sudden, we were getting tons of positive feedback from everyday gamers on their experiences with playing Zelda and how they felt as they related to the characters. That's when I realized that the secret to build awareness for how video games can be used for therapy was writing books to show others how it works. I can now hand someone a copy of this book to read, and that will help them start their journey on helping themselves and others, which is amazing. After creating the psychology of Zelda, we were not only able to help people we've never ever spoken to in person, but we've also been able to stop worrying if we're doing enough to help others, because now we can focus on educating professionals and others on how to help one another. As a result of all of this, we were able to achieve the following. In just over a year, we were able to reach over 5,000 people with our book, and it's still growing every day. That's more than 5,000 people who can now understand more about how to connect with their friends, family, and clients through what they love. And now we'll be able to reach even more people with our new book. After a year of writing, 5 different versions, 53 rewrites, and an entire month's worth of proofreading hours, we created the next book in this series. We chose to call it The Psychology of Final Fantasy: Surpassing the Limit Break. Why this title, you might be wondering, is because every character that the player controls in the game has a meter that fills up when the character takes damage from an enemy attack. Once that meter is full, the character hits their limit and is presented with a menu that features special attack options. And while that limit break is an important feature of gameplay, it also speaks to something deeper about human psychology, for it is only by taking damage that you can unlock a character's and your full abilities in life. In other words, the character transformed their trauma into actions that are productive and meaningful rather than succumbing to their potentially toxic effects, making the name for this book, Surpassing the Limit Break, that more powerful. And in the end, all of this means we're now able to potentially help someone without even meeting them again. This book is just one story among millions that transcends across different cultures, languages, locations, and eras, but that everyone is able to relate to on so many different levels. I really hope this book provides the tools to help you use the lens in Legacy of Final Fantasy to find yourself and others around you. Good luck and enjoy the book.